All right, all right. Y'all know what's up. It's another edition of the ATL 3 Style Live Podcast. I am one of your co-hosts, Leo G, and we back, baby. We back to talk a lot tonight because a lot has happened and has transpired since we've been away, man. But before I crank this thing on up, man, got to pass it out to my folk, man. My co-host to hold me down, man. Got to pass it out to my boy over there on the east side. What's going on, Derek O? What's up?
What's going on, Leo G? It feel like a Monday, but it's Tuesday. You understand what I'm saying? What's up, baby Banks?
What's going on, Derek? How you feeling? Leo, how you feeling, brother?
Hey, man, all is well, man. Got a lot to talk about, got a lot to get into, a lot to digest, man, and a lot to talk about tonight, man. Fellas, we might go a little over. I'm not for sure, man. I don't know how much time y'all got, man, but I'm willing to dive into it and talk about it here for a minute about what we witnessed on last night. Like Derrico said, it feels like a Monday, but it's actually a Tuesday, man. Feel like we worked a full-time job yesterday. Some of us was off like myself. But I felt like I worked a full-time job on last night, and we'll get into it in just a second. But before we get too far off in it, man, y'all know we can't go too far off without talking about our boy out there on the east side. Ain't that right, Banks?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good luck, my boy Phil, man, with Eastland Woodworking Company, man. He can hook you up with woodworking with like ashtrays or like coasters like this per se. You got anything that can be on your, in your wall, anything custom made, like this ASO. Hit my man up on his QR code, Eastland Woodworking Company. Tell him we sent you.
That's right. That's what's up, man. Derrico got a whole bunch of stuff from my man out there too. Nice stuff. I have a couple of custom pieces that I just got as well. Banks got the coasters, man, and I think Banks will probably be Christmas holidays coming up, fellas. So, it's a good time, man. Y'all want to get some stuff, man, for your family and friends, man. Phil will definitely hook them up out there at Eastland's Woodworking Company. All right, I think it's no secret, man. I don't think we got to do a fit check, drink check, man. Everybody know what time it is, man. It's them dirty birds. We all got it on. Y'all see it, man. Coming off the heels of Monday night game, and we're gonna get into it here in just a second. Before we get into the actual game, man, definitely got to pass it out to you fellas here, man, to just talk about things for a minute as we talk about the Atlanta Falcons versus the Buffalo Bills. First thing first, Derrico, man, shout out to the Falcons players, man, on yesterday. Listen, let me tell you guys something, man. Monday Night Football. And a lot of people, we're going to talk about this too in full, about just the atmosphere and about the fans and all of that before we get into the meat of the game. But I want to give a shout out to the Falcons players, man, on the Monday Night Football, man, for getting down there, setting up, man, and running the show. There was a lot of talk on yesterday that, oh, man, where's the tailgate scene going to look like for Monday Night Football? Because let's be real, we hadn't had a Monday Night Football game in a long time here. But the Falcons players set it out, man. So definitely a big shout out to you, Derrico, and everybody that put that Falcons players tailgate together, man. It was wonderful on yesterday, man, as I joined you all. As I always do, man, we had fun up there, man. So big shout out to the Falcons players for making that happen on the Monday night.
Yes, sir. We were pleasantly surprised by the number of people that actually came to our tailgate. Not talking about other tailgates, just talking about our tailgate, which is by far the best one in the city. You know what I'm saying? Location, food, music, people, everything. So I appreciate everybody that's come down to support us down there on the corner of Nelson and Northside Drive. Shout out to my boys, Skinny and Scales, coming through. He was celebrating his birthday, so we made sure we took care of him. And also the bookstore over there, our boy Kyle. They got some good stuff over there. That's all I'm going to say. I think Leo was over there like, man, what is that? That don't smell like no barbecue.
Nah, it wasn't no barbecue going on over there. Shout out to our boy Butts over there for putting it down, man, and cooking, man, and feeding everybody, man. But they ain't had no barbecue over there, but it was going down for real. Man, Monday Night Football, man. Obviously, man, it's been a while since we've seen it. Banks, we're going to get into it, man. We're going to talk about it here. And we're going to let it all out, man. Took on the Buffalo Bills. All right, Banks. A lot to be said. There was a lot of chirp around this fan base that was not positive going into this game. It was not very positive. I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm not going to hold you, bro. I saw mostly all negative comments leading into this game. And then once we get into the game on last night, there was a bunch of negativity, starting with us entering the game and the sea of what people call Buffalo Bills fans just taking over Mercedes-Benz, as somebody put on social media. God, it must be 60,000 Bills fans here. They've taken over Atlanta. It's 60,000 Bills fans. I've never seen Mercedes-Benz this pack. All these Bills fans, all this blue, they just have taken over. Banks, I want to give it over to you, man. I know you said you were sitting in a nest of Bills fans, man, but the negativity just from Falcons fans with seeing this, and we'll get into it here. Derek will elaborate on some things as well that we talked about and discussed. But let everybody know how you feel initially when you walk into the stadium and you do see, a bunch of Bills fans as we get ready to take on them for Monday night.
Absolutely. Walking into the stadium, man, it was, I seen a lot of different away teams come, Pittsburgh, Frisco, Green Bay. I've seen it, even, Washington last week, and for some apparent reason, this one just felt different. It was, as far as the eye can see, they were very, very vocal. They came in very lit. I guess you guys can recall. Let's go Buffalo. That's all you heard, and it was echoing through the whole concourse of the stadium. Yes, I was um, uh, kind of inundated with Buffalo Bills fans in my section. Shout out section 122. But the people out there, if you sold your tickets, you know who you are. That wasn't cool. That was not cool at all. I felt really, really out of place in my own section. But I will let you digress, Leo, on the outcome of the game. But as for me, and I heard people say it wasn't a takeover, we still outnumbered them. Well, not in my section, we didn't. It's like if they're louder than you, it would seem like they are taking over. Falcon fans got to do better. I mean, on third down, when we was on defense, you can barely hear the stadium. But when we were on third down and they were on defense, they were standing up and making noise. And I was like, wow, like in our own house, it was kind of disrespectful. But I mean, it is what it is. That first quarter was kind of it was chaotic. But again, as this game went on, that noise ceased.
Listen, man, fans and they gonna do what they gonna do, man. Me and Derrico had some conversations about this. Let me tell you something, man. I think Derrico feels the same way that I do, and Banks, you might feel similar as well. But I'm gonna go ahead and say it, man. Listen, we can only control what we can control. I mean, I think all three of us went down to that stadium when we put our Falcon stuff on, and we walked into that bad boy proud and ready to hold up our team. And let me tell you something, man. I am proud of the Atlanta Falcons fans that showed up last night because look, it took some moxie and it took a lot for Falcons fans on the Monday night. We know how traffic is here in this city to get down there and go through all the negativity. Saw at Vegas, the odds against us in Vegas, everybody, all the talking heads, everything that was stacked up against the MVP and the Super Bowl favorite Buffalo Bills coming into town. And like you said, Banks, just the droves and droves of Buffalo Bills fans that came into that stadium. I want to give a shout out to all the Falcons fans that did their thing. So, Derrico, let's talk about this here for a second, man. And I'm going to put it out there, man, and I don't care how people are going to feel about me, man. Listen to me. Loyalty. If you're gonna be a fan, come on, fella, guys and gals, let's be loyal. Like Banks alluded to, man. A lot of people saw dollar signs, and I get it. I'm not the person to pocket watch and tell people what to do with their money. But this was the direct result of Falcons fans seeing dollar signs and selling their tickets. It's economics, people. It's simple capitalism and economics. This whole notion of Falcons fans not caring, not being there, letting people take over their stadiums has nothing to do with some of us diehards. It comes down to people and capitalism. Straight up. These Bills fans paid a high price to get into that stadium last night. There were people at tailgates that I passed by that literally sold their tickets hours before kickoff because they saw the price that they were fetching. So this has nothing to do with the diehard fan base that the Falcons has everything to do with capitalism and economics and making money. So I don't want to miss me with this. Oh, Atlanta Falcons fans don't care. This, that, and the third. Miss me with that. Derek, I'm going to pass it over to you because we talked about this and how the perception is everything and how the dollars led people to give up their tickets.
I mean, for the 100 millionth time, people, we live in a transient city. So don't think that all those Buffalo fans that you saw in the stadium last night flew in from Canada. Buffalo, New York, on this past weekend. So don't get it twisted. More than half of them live here. And probably some of them probably got a Falcon jersey up under their Buffalo jersey. Actually, even had a dude that came by our tailgate. We stopped him. He had on a Buffalo hat, a Buffalo jersey, and then a pair of Falcon sweats. Then talking about, oh, either way, I won. No, that's not what we're gonna do. We called him out. No, that's not how that worked, brother. So what I want to say to everybody that's always got something negative to say about the fans and this and fans and that, if you on social media, you would have saw that they had already targeted this game as a takeover game, just like we targeted Las Vegas last year. Same stuff. I mean, that's what happens when your team goes to another city and you say, I like going to that city. So what you gonna do? You're gonna do what normal fans do. If, like Leo said, the economics of the thing is, if you're trying to make that money, and I blame it on the PSL wholeheartedly, because if it was the PSL situation when like it was, I don't think as many people would sell their tickets. Not saying that they won't still, but that's just what it is. So I've gotten past that point where I understand how our city works. So I own control what Stacey Derrico do. I think you had asked me, Leo, somebody was looking for a ticket. I said, well, I got one. He said, what you sell it for? I said, if you sell it, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? So I end up giving the ticket away to somebody that want to go into the game with me from the tailgate, because I was not going to put it out there on Ticketmaster, StubHub, Game Time, or nothing, and let some Buffalo Bill fan be sitting beside me and I have to elbow him or her all game long.
And let's be real about this, man. And Banks, I'm gonna give it over to you here, man, before we talk about the actual game. Let's be real about this, fellas. And I think you guys can agree with me wholeheartedly. Like you said, Derek, I agree with you 110%, man. We got Banks and I, we got on the train going back to Hamilton Homes with a bunch of people in Buffalo Bills. Let me tell you something. The people that flew in from Buffalo wasn't getting on the train with us last night at 10 o'clock at night, riding Hamilton Homes with Buffalo jerseys on. So they live here. They might be from Western New York, so shout out to them. But they live here, obviously. And we're not going to get into the whole part, like you said, Derek, of being the transit city, transplant cities, and people having their allegiances. We're not going to do that. But what I am going to do is I'm going to break this down for the people in the back one more time. Listen, it's economics. Let me tell you, half the people that were Buffalo Bills fans in there, that'll probably be their only NFL game for the rest of the entire season. If they live in this city, they were living for that moment to see their team that only comes down here maybe once every, 6 to 8 years, to see them in that one moment. They won't be going up to Orchard Park. They won't be. That was their only opportunity. So they said, you know what, honey? Let's get the credit card out. Let's get in the savings account and pay this $2,000 to take the whole family to see the Bills. And like you said, Derek, it was a whole social media thing about, hey, we're going to take this thing over. So for the diehard fans like myself, you, and Banks, well, we do this all the time. We're not part-time. We do this all the time. This ain't one of the things where it's just like, oh, okay, it's convenient. Let's do it. Nah, we do this all the time. So I want to shout out to all the real Falcons fans that held it down last night, because the people that were in the building, like you said, Derek, they were the real, and they held it down. And we held it down from quarter one all the way through. Banks, I apologize that you kind of had to go through that little trauma down there with a bunch of, people from, wherever walk of life they were from, if they flew down or they drove over. But hey, let me tell you something. Derek can attest to this, man. Shout out to 217, because we wasn't over there playing with them. We were not. We were loud, we were proud, and it was incredible. Banks, I'm handing it over to you about this whole fan thing, man, and then we'll actually get into the game, man, because that's the real sweet spot of tonight's podcast.
Well, the thing is, I just want to touch on this about my section. It was very disrespectful. Like, that was the only time that I actually was upset, prior to the game, of away fans. Because when you're talking smack, it's a line you don't cross. It's okay, you brag about your team, but then when you start being disrespectful, you talking about our team like your ish don't stink. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have the audacity to talk about 28-3, like you're the last team to talk about Super Bowl failures. So I brought it up to him. I'm like, you sure you want to talk about Super Bowl? I mean, I think y'all covered look like ours. It don't matter. We got the better team. I don't care about no number one defense. Well, I guess you worry about it now. So, with all that said, the being the disrespectful, it's a line that you don't cross. That's why I felt like this was a different feel for me. And the fact that after the game was over, you wanted to shake hands. I don't shake hands with people that's disrespectful. So shame on me for being that kind of fan. I'm sorry. Deuces. Don't You might want to catch up with the rest of your guys because they leaving. They getting the hell out of here.
Man, and listen, let me tell you something, man. This was a higher energy game. So for the people that were not there and thought that this was just the Bills, let me tell you something. We had a time, man. We did. Derek Cole, I don't know how you felt after this game, Banks, but after the game, man, dude, we were leaving that thing, man. It was almost playoff atmosphere, man, and it was so fulfilling. To the silence of the Bills fans it was deafening. If you can understand what that means, man. You know, after we got the interception, it was just it felt good in my soul to see what happened. So let's get into it now, Derek. Let's go ahead and get into it, Banks. We'll come back to it, man. Hold it. So you can talk. I know you want to talk about it, but we'll talk about it here in just a second. Let's get into the game. So I'm getting with Derek, man. 24-14, Derek, the Falcons. We beat the Buffalo Bills. Wasn't even close. Never ever trailed. This was a game where we, as Falcons fans, should be proud of. I know a lot of people still have a lot of PTSD. A lot of people still are thinking about that Carolina game, which was 2 games ago. But let me tell you something, man. This was going to be the big bad wolf and the big bad test when Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills came to town. And let me tell you something. The Falcons did not disappoint. And like you said, Derek, man, this bye week was set up, preparing, and getting ready for them to come to town. Ain't that right, Derek?
Yeah, no, I think that's one of the things I want to highlight. I mean, everybody want to sometimes knock our coaches. I'm saying coaches, I ain't just saying the head coach, but I'm gonna give them their props because they absolutely had this team prepared for this game, and I love the decision by Ra to take the ball when we won the toss because at that point you saying I'm about to set this tone for this game, and that's what absolutely happened. Sometimes you just gotta do something unconventional to get a result that you're looking for and put your players in a position where hey, they trust you, you trust them, and hey, let's go get it. And I think that's one of the things that happened last night as far as the game is concerned. It looked like it was close, but to me, it wasn't close. And one of the things I said to somebody that I normally would get, butt tight, and I said I had all the confidence that we was gonna win that game, even when it felt like it's a chance where it could have slipped up. But I just felt confident the whole game because I've seen our team long enough to know that our team was prepared for that. And when Bijan made that 81-yard run, which I had been begging for the last 2 years that he would break one. And he finally got it in, and he got it in on a national TV stage on Monday night.
We'll talk about Bijan here in just a second. Listen, Banks, I want to come over to you here, man. I want you to make this perfectly clear to all of the people that made this comment. And I'm pretty sure there were a lot of people that made this comment, but I want you to make it perfectly clear to these people what's up. Buffalo was not at 100%. Buffalo had some injuries. Buffalo didn't do this. Buffalo had this going on. And Buffalo, they didn't get 2-ply toilet paper at their hotel. And Buffalo didn't get chicken fingers instead of chicken wings for their pre-game meal. And Buffalo this and Buffalo that. I want you to tell the people that all of a sudden want to make every excuse in the book for the Buffalo Bills as to why they actually coughed this game up and why the Falcons didn't put foot to ass. I want you to talk to those people that made these excuses about the injuries and everything else and why it didn't go their way.
CMAR. Cry me a river. This is the NFL, okay? Teams get hurt. Players get hurt. We're hurt. We weren't 100%. We were working with one receiver, pretty much. One receiver, one running back. And that's all we needed, by the way. But anyway, I digress. But I don't want to hear that. That is so lame and so tired. When you're in the NFL, show me a team that's 100% right now. Who is that team? What team is that got all 53 players since week 1 since the season started? I need to know who that team is because I guarantee it's not one. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. So I don't want to hear it. What we supposed to do? Cancel the game because your players weren't there? Because guess what? When the game started, it was all 4-point underdog for the Falcons, and no one cared about no injuries then. But all of a sudden, when we you know we did our thing, now it's a problem. Uh, I don't care about that. I don't think other
I don't,
other Falcon fans care about that.
no. Nobody cares about that. It's funny though. I had to bring it up though, Banks, because people, they always want to find a way to say something negative or find something negative in that, man. Derek Cole, bringing it back over to you, man. Let's talk a little bit about, like you said, man. We talked about this on the last podcast, man, and I love talking about this guy, and I'm glad that he's a part of this organization. And we already talked about how we felt about him when we drafted him, man. But listen, man, this guy, to echo our head coach, and if it's one thing I will agree with him on saying this, is we got the best player in football right now on our team, fellas. I'm agreeing wholeheartedly with what Raheem says, man. There is no denying that we have the best player in football right now. You know what I'm saying? You could be a fan of your team. I get it, Saquons and the Derrick Henrys and all these other guys out there, man. You could be fans of your team, man. But let me tell you something. If you watch NFL football like I watch NFL football, ain't nobody out here doing what that man number 7 doing, man. I mean, my God, man, 170 yesterday, I think, with about 68 or 65, if I'm not mistaken, receiving. I mean, he made like 100 people miss tackles yesterday. This dude is amazing, man. And Raheem said something in the press conference, man. You get everything revolved around this guy, and he does not disappoint. He does not disappoint. He goes out there and he does what's asked of him. You know what I'm saying? And another word too, selfless. Dude, this dude out there blocking 330-pound offensive linemen on pass plays where, we've seen running backs in the NFL say, that ain't my job. But this dude out there throwing body into 300-pound defensive tackles to protect this quarterback, man. We are looking at something special with Bijan Robinson, man. And the scary part is, in my opinion, Derek Cole, man, I think the ceiling is still high for this kid, man. I think we're still just scratching the surface.
Absolutely. Once I think our OC get in a real groove as far as all the ways that we can utilize Bijan, it's gonna be like, I don't know, man. It's gonna be mind-boggling. And Ed Oliver, my guy, you will have a tough time watching that film, seeing Bijan body you like that, like you was a little I mean, absolutely destroy you on that block. That's what you call a body check for real. But Bijan, let me tell you something, brother. Everybody, most of us was like, nah. But we don't came around, but we ain't gonna ask them. But let me tell you, the vision, the skill, and the cuts that you make are second to none, bar none. It just there's levels to that stuff, and absolutely you are in another category on the football field. And I would absolutely unequivocally say, hands down, yes, right now, best player in the NFL right now as far as offense is concerned.
Absolutely. And now listen, Banks, I will let you give a chance to give your flowers to Bijan Robinson, but I got to talk about somebody else on the offense. Like you alluded to, Banks, we had one receiver, literally, and not literally, but figuratively. Ray McLeod was out due to whatever reason. There was some rumors around why he was out. Darnell Mooney obviously out with the hamstring. We scraping the bottom of the barrel with Casey White. No disrespect to Casey Washington. Cordell Hodges, who's a special teams player, was actually out there. Doing this thing as well if they needed to call on him, man. But when they needed him to step up, man, WR1, that man Drake London. Let me tell you something. We all had our moments when we drafted this guy as well. Thanks, Derrico. But but listen, man. Banks, Drake London last night did not disappoint, did he?
Absolutely not, man. The man went out there, he bodied whatever defender was defending him. This man, yes, he runs a 4.7. Yeah, he's not the fastest receiver in the world. A lot of people in our own fan base that believes that he's not a WR1. I mean that's fair. I mean that's fair. But at the same time, for what he's doing, for what he's doing, the man, you can't measure heart, brother. You cannot measure his heart. His heart, that last play before the half, that was just want. He wanted that. And I watched it. Leo, I was standing right in front of your section, and I was watching it on TV with other Falcon fans. And all the thing we was talking about is just get a field goal, just kick it right there. The man got the ball, and he was running for slow as he was to that pylon, and he wanted that touchdown. Stepped out of bounds, but you know what? No one was upset about it. I wasn't like, dang, we could have had them points. No, that what he showed told me, yeah, that dude's special, bro. That dude is very special. And I was looking around, and everyone was. I mean, had that stood, if that touchdown stood, I mean, if the roof already came off because everyone was like, "Oh my God, what just happened?" Like we were really just assuming this was a field goal, for going into half 24-7. No, bro, we were about to go at 28-7. We was like, that might have been it. I mean, that would have been like all she wrote. And it's like the moment, and for what he did, new vision as a fan of me, what I see him as. That man has this right here, and then you can't teach that, you can't coach that. If your player is blessed with that, cherish it.
That man, a dog, man. He really is. Listen,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's
talk a
exactly
little bit.
what I was about to say, Leo. Y'all know how I felt, and I apologize profusely. I use a big word, but Drake London is a dog.
Man, absolutely, man, absolutely. We're gonna get on the other side of the ball here, man. But fellas, just for a moment, I want to give some praise to somebody that didn't really get a lot of praise, but he didn't really have to do much, and that's number 9, our quarterback. Listen, let me tell you guys something, man. I did hear some people say that the quarterback play could have been a little better last night. But let me tell you something that I'm really enjoying watching Michael Penix do. Is he is becoming an NFL quarterback right before our eyes. And let me explain what I mean by that. Is this kid is smart. He's very, very smart. Fellas, we watched him last night take what the defense gave him, and he protected the ball, and he played very, very smart football. Once again, we were up the entire game. He didn't need to force anything. He didn't need to do anything crazy. He just needed to get out of there with a W, which he did. Now that was one suspect play, and I take that all the way to play calling, because when we were down there trying to ice this game, why were we throwing the ball? I have no idea. Derrico probably almost had a stroke up there when we lined up to throw the ball, empty backfield. I'm like, why? But I digress, man. Michael Penix is turning into an NFL quarterback right before our eyes. And I say all that to say that this was, he's still learning. Another primetime game under his belt, 8 full games as the actual starter. And people was like, oh, well, he could have played better. He could have did this, that, and the third. Okay, we got a W. 250 yards and a TD. Is it brilliant? Is it great? No, but let me tell you something, man. The quote our head coach stats are for losers. We got a W, man. And like I said, man, watching Michael Penix and watch how smart he is and watch how he's starting to process this game, I think that there's going to be a problem once he gets to that level as well. The kid has phenomenal arm talent, and the best thing that I've seen from him is him being smart. I heard a couple of fans still, why couldn't he run? Or why couldn't he do this? Simmer down. This kid is playing his game. He's playing his game. I think we watched him in college, fellas, and we understood what type of a quarterback he was. So shout out to Michael Penix, man, for helping us get that dub, man, because he protected the football, did some things very, very well, and was able to manage the game and not cost us anything, man. So shout out to him, man. So listen, let's get on to this other side of the ball here, and let's talk to you, Derrico, about his defense. The number 1 defense in the NFL. Let me say that again. Let me say that again for the people in the back. The number 1 defense right now in the NFL. 4 sacks, 2 picks from the MVP, Josh Allen, and the Super Bowl favorite, Buffalo Bills. This defense did not come out there and say, oh, my God, we're playing Josh Allen. They came out there and said, we're playing Josh Allen. Let's go. Derrico, what's up on this defense, bro?
Let me say this, man. I am so proud of our defense. I am so proud of our GM because he actually got us some dogs on defense on that front line and some depth. If you go back and watch the game, which I'm still catching up on, the rotations in and out are just mind-boggling to me that we never see in a long time, where you can run in two and three players at a time to make sure that they fresh. So shout out to everybody on that D line from a rural. Did I say that almost right? Harrison and my boy. Let me tell y'all who's an unsung hero right now. Amanyata played his ass off last night. 90, yes sir. Dorless, yes sir. K Nellis, yes sir. Zero Diablo, yes sir. And they ain't got to that rookie that's an absolute stud, number 11. People will say, well, he don't have that many sacks, but you got to watch how he plays. He plays like a true veteran. And let me tell you something. Y'all know how long we've been watching this team. How many times have we said to ourselves that we cannot set the edge? And this number 11 absolutely knows how to play that position. Kirby Smart, excellent job, my brother, on Jalen Walker.
Banks, I'm coming over here to you, man. I got to do this to you for a second, Banks, before I watch up your thoughts on the defense. I got to do it to you.
But yeah,
got to do it to
I'm
you,
just
Banks.
telling you, all that, the whole defense. I mean, literally.
Hey, man, defense amazing. Defense amazing, man. Sorry about that, Derek. We'll come back around to you here in just a second. Banks, I got to do this to you before I get to your thoughts on this defense, man. D offered. That's all I got to say, man. Defense, man. Defense was amazing, and they have been playing amazing, and they played amazing last night, man. I'm in awe because this is something that we have stressed for a long time, man. I've always been the Rex Ryan proponent of build a bully on defense, man. And like Derek said, man, I think they got this right, man. They got this right. There was no fear in anybody last night. Like Derek said, man. I mean, from a man, Ebukati number 17, who we drafted, who we thought was suspect, man. He was out there making plays, flying out. Let me tell you something, man. This is where it's at, and I'm gonna give it to you, Banks. And Gruden said it, and I think you were talking about it a little bit before we started get on the podcast, man. Everybody's flying to the ball. Everybody is out there reacting violently, and they're out there getting after it, man. Banks, your thought on this performance last night by this defense, man?
I wanted to reiterate what Derek was saying about Walker. He actually leads the league in quarterback hurries. Um, that's nothing to really shake a stick at. That man's a rookie, by the way. Um, he leads the league in quarterback hurries. Did you hear me correctly? That means he's getting there. He's almost there, but when he gets there, watch out. I want to also give a shout out how the defense played as a whole, man, made me proud. Have not said this in a long time, fellas, as a Falcon fan. As much as I've discussed I would have over the years over D Alford, being out of position, he actually balled out yesterday, fellas. Um, Want to give out my special flowers that no one has mentioned is Lakel London. A lot of folks didn't know who he was. That man played some ball yesterday. Shout out Lakel London. We got another London on the team. He plays defense. Um, excuse me. Ruko Rororo with the sack yesterday. Very proud of that man. James Pierce, another rookie who's out there creating havoc. I've seen this man just putting moves. I don't know who was trying to stop him, trying to hold. He was being held. I mean, he's been held all season, but they were holding the man, and he was still getting through. And I was like, who? The Buffalo fan in my section was like, who is this 27 guy? I said, I know it's a lot of guys you don't know because you don't know our team, but his name is Pierce.
He's a problem.
He, he's gonna be your problem tonight. So learn his name well. James Pierce Jr. Oh, is that the one y'all gave up your first round pick for? Trying to be, wink, wink, trying to be funny. I'm like, yeah, it sure was. Look what he doing to you. So let me tell you something. Hats off to all the defensive players yesterday. Olbrick, whatever you doing to these guys, keep doing it. They believing in you. He's going out there on the sideline. He's jumping up and down with the fellas. I love it, man. Even like every incompletion, you can see him out there just as animated as Raheem. He's out there. He's with them, with the guys. Like he's on the field playing. I don't know if you paid attention to it, but it's the little things. Little things. Terrell did a pass breakup, and you saw him over there, you know, doing all this extra stuff. I'm like, wow, they out there, man. They for real with this. They are for real.
Hey man, listen, fellas, I know we're coming up on the mark here, man. Banks absolutely, love every second of what the defense did last night. Because I'm gonna tell you something, Banks. The third down and fourth down hollers, they went for something last night. We didn't lose our voices and wake up with headaches this morning, disappointed. And let me tell you something, everything was sweeter this morning, man. Let me tell you something, the walk to the train last night was amazing. It was like a movie, man. For it to be 11 o'clock at night and Buster walk out there on that patio, man, after the game, man, and the DJs were still going, man, and people were still swag surfing, and you saw the blue jerseys just clear out, man. It was an absolute atmosphere that I absolutely love, man. I got two more questions for you guys, man, before we close this out. I'm going to give it to you over here, Derrico, first, because this is something that, of course, I got to get out of the way. And for myself, if you know me well enough, you know the answer to this, but there are a lot of people that I guess, for lack of a better term, are just haters. Look, man, we deserve to live in the moment, okay? And we talked about this, Derrico, man, the 24-hour rule, man, and then you move on and you go and you get ready for your next opponent. But Derrico, man, let these fans know that it's okay to live in this moment. This was a great win for this organization, man. To beat a team like Buffalo, no matter how many excuses that they made for them, man, it is okay for us fans to live in this moment, man, and enjoy that Monday night victory.
I mean, let's be real clear about this. It is okay to enjoy that victory. I mean, it is absolutely okay. Soak it in, like we say, 24 hours. Then we on to San Francisco, baby. Another primetime game on Sunday that's back to back. And appreciate the fact that our team did not stink it up like some other teams do when they on prime time, like the old, you know what I'm saying? But we ain't gonna talk about that. So just take it in and understand, because a lot of people are praying for our downfall, but they not gonna succeed this year, baby.
And man, absolutely. Banks, man, let the fans know, man, it is okay to celebrate in this moment, man, to be in the moment. A lot of people get so caught up in looking down the road and, oh, well, we got San Francisco. Oh, well, we got Indianapolis. Oh, well, we got, man, listen, bump all that, man. It was a great win last night. Like Derrico just said, man, it's the 24-hour rule. Then we'll get ready for San Francisco, man. But let Falcons fans know that it's okay to celebrate in this moment.
Listen, when the schedule came out back in May, and everyone do the little WL and WL, and then I don't believe in it because the league changes every year. But I think I can honestly be comfortable to say that every Falcon fan, when that schedule first came out, even I'm guilty of this. I saw Buffalo on the schedule. I said, "Oh, L." I mean, I didn't even think twice about it. I said, "That's Buffalo." That's one of the greatest teams, best teams in the league. So when you go out there on Monday Night Football for the whole nation to see, I did a lot of dumpster diving this morning, looking at every reaction from everybody outside of Atlanta, what they thought about it. It was more about Atlanta than Buffalo losing. I mean, of course, Buffalo got their questions, what's wrong with Buffalo? It was about what Atlanta did to Buffalo. Falcon fans enjoy it. Because guess what? Had you lost the game, it has been status quo. Okay, Falcons lost. When's your next L? It's take it in. Take it in. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay to brag a little, because guess what? They will be coming at you 10 times harder if you would have lost. I look at it, being satisfied, when you go out there and you get a game that you don't supposed to have, in hindsight, you're like, well, we'll make up for it the game afterwards with San Fran or Miami or New England or whatever, but you get the big coup de grace. Be proud of it. Be proud of it. Gloat. Hell, wear your Falcon jersey all day if you have to. It's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong.
Absolutely, man. For real, man. Beautiful win, man. Beautiful Monday night game, man. From start to finish, man. Fellas, I'm glad I was able to enjoy it. Glad I was able to enjoy it with you all last night as well, man. So much fun as always. Fellas, look, man, we've come up here at the mark, man. Went a little over today, man, but we just had to get a lot of that off our chest, man, because it's been such a long time, man, that this has been probably one of the most positive podcasts that I think we've done in a while, man, because there was nothing really to talk negatively about. This was a game that was it was an enjoyable game. From the tailgate, Derrico, to the halftime show, Banks with Jeezy that I missed because I was in line with my boy Phil. Shout out to my boy Phil and Banks. Hey, man, listen, I know this is totally off brand, man, but Banks gonna back me up on this one, man. Hey, man, NBA, y'all gotta do better, man. How y'all gonna have one girl over there at the bar, man, at halftime?
She kept serving with a smile on her face.
Man, right. Yo, one girl over at the bar at halftime, man, trying to serve everybody drinks. Like Banks said, man, shout out to her, man. She did an excellent job, man. She kept food.
I'm glad you was stuck in line because I enjoyed watching the halftime show from your seat.
Yeah, man. No, you're welcome. Too. You're welcome, man. Shout out to my boy Phil, man. Wanted to go out there and get a drink on, man. I went on out there with him. And Banks joined us too. He waited 35, 40 minutes for his drink too. So it's all good though, man. Shout out Jesus for the 3 songs that he put down on the halftime show, man. Great game. We're gonna get ready for it next week. We'll talk about some Georgia as well, because we didn't get the chance to talk about them, man, because the Falcons just kind of took over this whole podcast. And we'll get back at it next week, man. We'll talk a little bit about them. We'll talk a little bit about, what we expect from the Falcons here moving forward. All right, thanks. Let's let everybody know where they can find you, man.
Sure. Before I do that, we didn't even touch anything about the guys that did all the sacks. Sam Roberts, whoever you are, number 99. Appreciate you, brother. I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna follow up on you because I didn't know who you were. I thought it was some kind of prank, somebody typo. Sam Roberts. Okay, you got a sack last night. But yes, you can find me at Antoine Jarrell Banks on Facebook or Baby Banks 80 on Instagram or anywhere you see these guys right here, Derrico and Leo. I'll probably be right next to them in Mercedes-Benz Stadium or the Falconers tailgate.
Absolutely, man. Derrico, let these folks know where they can find you at, brother.
Hey, you can reach me at Stacey D. Derrico on Facebook, Derrico_Virgo on IG, and I'm still on Snap, so you can find me at Snapchat, DJ K-Rose6, and of course, right across from Atlanta, Kentucky. I was corrected. When we kept saying Atlanta, Kentucky, I was corrected. It is Atlanta, Kentucky. So Brewing across the street, and of course the bookstore. So I always give you 170 Northside Drive so you can get there. So meet us there. Don't beat us there.
That's right. Atlanta, Kentucky Brewing. Falconers right up. I say corner Northside Drive in Nelson, right across from Atlanta, Kentucky Brewing, man. Shout out to everybody up there, man. Listen, you can catch us on all our social media outlets, man. Catch us on Facebook if you're still over there, the X, wherever. Instagram, you can catch me as well out there on X. I'm still over there from time to time, man. Southern Set with 2 T's. And we just going to continue to do our thing, man. We love doing it, man. It was a wonderful time, man. And fellas, hopefully, man, we'll keep doing more and more of these things, man. Just never know, man. But last night was magical. Listen, it's been another edition of the ATL 3 Style Live podcast, man. We appreciate you guys listening, man. We'll catch y'all next time. Yes, sir.